My name is Jamie, and I'm the design lead for the Direct Exclusives. And today I'll be standing in for Steen Anderson, who designed our next winter set. So today I have the pleasure of introducing Steen's next model. And in case you don't know Steen, he's been with the company for almost 30 years. So pretty much everything he makes is something that I love. But this is actually in the Winter Village series. And if you're familiar with the Winter Village series, we had the Winter Village toy shop, and then we had the bakery, and then we had the post office. And when you have all of those places for people to buy things and go, you're wondering where all these people are coming from. And that's where we introduce the Winter Village Cottage. And the Winter Village Cottage is, I think, a very exciting follow-up to the series. It introduces a new size in that we have a much larger building that gives you a lot more details and a lot more opportunities. But in addition to the house, you also get the little tool shed where you get the lumber and the little logs to keep the nice fire warm. Then you get a cool truck in order to navigate and get around the village. Then you also get a little bit of humor. We've got our little igloo here, which I think most of you might have tried if you had a lot of snow in the wintertime. And then you have the sled, which is kind of cool. And in addition to that, you get lots of minifigures, which I think these are really cool. You got some skiers, you got some people, you got the older gentleman, the young boy with the airplane, and then you got a nice chainsaw to cut through all that lumber and keep that fire warm. So one of the advantages of this set, though, because it is a much larger set, is we can also add some very cool interior details. So if we look at the house, specifically, you get a lot more room on the inside. And we think this is very cool because part of the holidays is actually being inside. You want to warm up and you want to be able to share all of that, the festive spirit in a living room or in the kitchen. And so we actually include a kitchen, which has lots of nice details, like the tiles in the kitchen and the sink. We have the bedroom for the little boy to be waiting for Santa to arrive. And then we have a nice big open living room space. And what's nice with that is we also were able to change the way that we orient the light. And we normally put a light in these sets, but this time it's actually in the fireplace. And that helps really warm up the building and give you a reason to have all that lumber out back. So we think that there's a lot to explore and see inside this set. So now let's take a look at some of those more unique or interesting details. If we move the house aside, we have something which we think is pretty fun. We had a good time with this, a little bit of an igloo. And if you've ever tried to build this, I've never quite accomplished something so refined, but we added a little bit of humor where if you take the top off, you can actually lay a minifigure inside. And then we even had a little bit of a stove just to keep him warm, which kind of doesn't make sense in an igloo, but we think that's part of the humor and part of the fun. So you get a very cool igloo. Then we have some of the additional features, like the truck, which we think is very nice. You have on the back of the truck a plow, which you can take off. And then this actually connects into the front. And then you can push away all that really heavy snow that you can see that's piled up on the house and get a good plow going through the town. Then we got a sled, and we think the sled's really cute. The little boy can pull it around, maybe have the cat on board. And it uses these little shovels, which we think is kind of cool as a way to push through the snow. Then we have the last building here, which is the tool shed. And you get all that nice lumber here. And then as you turn it around, you get the inside details where he's got his little workbench, all the tools, where he's ready to repair that chainsaw, which might break down because he's cutting so much lumber. So lots of little details to explore. So when Steen was designing the house, he actually had quite a few challenges because we wanted to really make sure that the series had something new or interesting to offer. And one of the things that he came up with as an idea is he says, what about if it was a really heavy snowstorm and you can get a lot of snow on the roof? And that's quite a challenge as a design perspective because he had to be able to make a very dense, heavy, thick roof. But then we also wanted to make sure that we had a lot of play on the inside, and we wanted to make sure that you had a nice, light and airy interior. So I would definitely say that was one of his greater challenges when he was working on the model. So some of the cool elements that you get in this set, which there are a lot, because again, this is a very big set. For those super fans that have gotten the modular buildings, you might notice the light post here, but it's only been in white for many, many years. And now Steen says it's about time we do it in black. So that's going to be a nice element for you guys. But almost even more exciting is this new brick element that we have in the front here. It's a 1x2 brick and has this nice little profile on it that makes it look like stonework. And I'm guessing you guys are going to want to get a lot of those. So we tried to include as many as possible inside the house. We also have some nice dark green window frames here, and we have the nice medium blue color scheme there. Plus you get the nice lights here. And then on the inside, you get the light up function in the fireplace. And in the kitchen, you get some really amazing tiles, some nice 1x1 dark blue tiles. In the living room, some nice red tiles, some green tiles, some really beautiful colors that I think a lot of you guys will really appreciate. So again, looking at even more of those details on the inside, because that's a real focal point of this. I mean, you get so much stuff. It's really cool. You get all the toys, which we know are very popular in the winter toy shop. But you get the little sailboat, you get the little gifts, you get the tiny airplane, so he can fly around his bedroom. These are all on his wish list, I'm sure. So he definitely wanted them, especially the bouncy ball, because you can see it getting away. In his bedroom, he also has the little nightstand, which is kind of cool. And then he has this little brick-built bed. And then when you go down to the living room, we went all out and we made a nice, very comfy chair. Just somebody can fall asleep waiting for Santa to come. And then we have a Christmas tree, which is kind of cool. A very festive, very different Christmas tree that we haven't done before. And then even on the fireplace, we have the stockings. Because you don't just want the gifts under the tree. There's always an opportunity to put more gifts everywhere tucked in the house, including the stockings. So all these gifts and all of these people to get gifts, you really get a lot with the Winter Village Cottage.